What is your favorite animal? This is a question that nearly everyone has asked them in their life. For some, it might be easy, and others might not have one. If you're like me though, you may have too many to choose from. But one of my personal favorites is a little creature known as the Ethiopian wolf. As you can tell from the name, this canine is found in Ethiopia. More specifically, they occupy what are called Afro-Alpine plains, small moorland areas with little vegetation that sit some 3,000 meters above sea level. However, these habitats are often split up from one another into small pockets, resulting in their nickname of the Afro-Alpine Archipelago. This small range of habitat has resulted in the wolves, who are primarily adapted to living in this region, being very rare, to the point where only an estimated 300 to 500 adult individuals are left in the wild. This rarity has resulted in limited knowledge about this species, such as where they belong on the canid family tree. Their orange coloration, bushy tail, and pointed ears led the early naturalists who first described them to name them the simian fox. This confusion over their placement has resulted in several names being given to the wolf, such as the red jackal, simian jackal, and horse jackal. However, genetic studies have found that this canine isn't related to any other members of its family from Africa, but is more closely associated with the widespread grey wolf, likely due to a migration of this species into Africa some time ago. This relation has also been supported by similarities in the biology and behavior of the two, such as having a preference for colder environments like the Ethiopian highlands. Despite this, there is still some differences between the two. While the grey wolf is a much bigger animal and has a much shorter snout, the Ethiopian wolf is a much more elegant animal with a longer muzzle. Oh, and they're completely different colours. The Ethiopian wolf is orange in colour with white markings. This coat of fur consists of relatively short guard hairs and thick underfur that help the animal survive the cold temperatures of its habitat. Still, along with this, the colour of the fur also benefits the wolf by allowing it to blend into the grass of its environment to sneak up on its preferred prey. This consists predominantly of various rodent species, with the giant mole rat being the most commonly preyed upon. In order to capture this rather bizarre looking animal, the wolf will wait above ground for the rodent to surface from their burrows. At that point, using their long legs, the animal will pounce on the unsuspecting rodent, quickly dispatching it with a bite to the back of the head. But rodents aren't all that are on the menu for these canids, as they have also been seen eating goslings, mounting in Yala calves, and strangely, nectar, which has led to the idea that these canids might be pollinating plants. In 2024, it was observed that Ethiopian wolves would occasionally feed on the nectar of a plant species known as the Ethiopian red-hot poker. By doing this, the wolves would get pollen on their muzzles, which led to the idea that by doing this to multiple individuals, they would pollinate these plants, which is a behavior seen in other mammal species such as bats. However, just because this has been observed doesn't mean the wolves act as effective pollinators, so more research is needed to confirm this. However, we might have to act quickly as the species is quickly disappearing. This is due to several factors, such as the spread of agriculture throughout most of their preferred habitat, with the Afro-Alpine being one of Africa's most densely populated agricultural areas. This has led the area to become overgrazed by horses and cattle, which has led to a decline in rodent populations that feed on the herbs eaten by these animals. On top of this, domestic dogs in the area have become an increasing problem to their survival, as it has been documented that these domestic animals will often interbreed with the Ethiopian wolf, leading to the development of features such as a shortened muzzle and different coat patterns, which are detrimental to the wolf's overall fitness and survival chances. This interaction with dogs also increases wolves' chances of contracting diseases such as rabies, which has caused a 70% loss in population numbers. So, what hope is there for this animal, considering the low numbers? Several conservation methods have been suggested to protect this species, such as habitat protection from agriculture, efforts to minimize disease, and relocation of members to different populations to increase genetic diversity. All of which are being done by the fantastic Ethiopian Wolf Conservation Program. Set up in 1995, the program has several projects to protect this species, such as One Health, which aims to control disease outbreaks in both wild wolves and domestic dogs, and a translocation program that moves wolves between the 6 current populations. So if you're interested in their work or the protection of this species, go check out their website. Links will be in the description. So there's a tiny fact file on one of my favorite animals. Still, the Ethiopian wolf isn't the only fantastic animal I've covered, and if you want to learn about them, click the video on the screen. Until next time, bye bye.